Trouble connecting, please check. What the heck?
Oh, hell no.
There we go.
We got action.
A little technical difficulties, but we're at it. We're back at it. The Raiders win 17-16 week 1 against the Denver Broncos. Let's jump into it.
This is one of them hits now. Heard back from Earth, we just shot a few of my ships down. It's safe to say I'm totally pissed. Wow, my cloaking device is just malfunction. Guess it's time for a sit down. This is the problem I got with humans, mostly the common man. Constantly fucking with energy they don't understand. Always thinking they got the upper hand. The G-forces from my maneuvers can snap your spine like a rubber band. I shouldn't waste my time, they ain't half as nice. Put a Red Bull in your coffin so your ghost can have wings in the afterlife. That's why you roll like a belly dancer's rhinestone. It was my idea to shake the pineal gland like a pine cone. My thoughts create hurricanes, tornadoes, and cyclones. A punch for me is like an avalanche of granite and limestone. You live here, now this is my home. I neuralize both your retinas. You wake up staring at the screen of your iPhone. Confused by the light plus the high tone. And now we connected from the microchip I placed next to your thigh bone. It's hard to understand cause you're mind blown, but I gotta cut communication. Your government just scramble they spy drones.
That voice speaking Sumerian, the oldest language in human history.
I can't explain it.
Showtime. It's your boy, Big Mike Raider, here with the swagger and boisterously crew. I got Canetown Raider. I got Severe in the building. Guys, let's celebrate this 17-16 victory week 1.
Let's go! Let's go!
First place in the AFC West, man. Let's talk about it. Let's look at the box score real quick. Jimmy G, real accurate today, 20 of 26, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 really bad interception. Josh Jacobs, a little pedestrian today, 19 carries, 48 yards. Jacoby Myers with 2 touchdowns, 9 receptions, 81 yards. Kind of went down at the end with a bad hit across the middle. We're praying for him. Hopefully he comes back and in full form. If not next week, the week after for the home opener. Guys, what do you think about the offense? What did you see with the offense? How do you feel about what was going on? What did you see, man?
As much as I love a dub, no matter what, we got it. Everybody else in the AFC West lost. We're in first place, sole possession. We get a head start, pretty much. That's what matters. However, this is not the offense I wanted to see. But it is week 1.
Yep.
Josh looked like he showed up to camp late. Devontae looked like Devontae when he had his opportunities. I wish he would have got a little more opportunities, but he looked like him. Jacoby Myers was an absolute killer out there today. It's just too bad one of them bitch-ass donkey players tried to kill him. Prayers out for Jacoby Myers, man. I hope he's good. Offensive line looked great to me on passing situations, not so much in the run. I think Jacobs missed some holes and didn't really fight through tackles the way we're used to seeing him fight through tackles. He was a little Zamir Whitish today. This offensive line, I believe, allowed 0 sacks. Jimmy G came out with a pretty much clean jersey except for him sliding to victory. The defense left a lot to be desired. Jacorian Bennett needs to work on his physicality a little bit, apparently, because the refs are going to call it a little extra when you're wearing these colors. The pass interference was bullshit in the end zone. That ball was uncatchable. We shouldn't have called that. A couple bonehead penalties. All in all, I think the defense played well. I'll give the offense a C and the defense a B-.
All right, sounds good. Severe, what you got, bro?
Man, I am glad I did not take any classes with Canetown because I would not have graduated. This offense, to see, bro, this offense, we punted once all game. We punted once all game. I mean, that in and of itself is a feat. Last year, the first time we played the Broncos at home, no less, at home in Vegas, I want to say Carr threw for like 188 yards. This defense is legit. And then we really didn't get a whole bunch of drives this game. It was a very low possession game. It was a lot of ball control going on kind of from both sides, and not a lot of big plays. Like the guys were trying to keep everything in front of them. And I think for what it's worth, we were very efficient on offense. It wasn't super high power, but when we needed to make the plays, we were able to make the plays. We had a few situations where I think the ball might have been able to go some other places, but like I said, the guys on the other side, they get paid as well. So they made their plays too. But I think Jimmy G looked like he was comfortable, looked like he was coming back. It was like riding a bike. He knew where to go with the ball. He was efficient. You can see that he has a lot of trust in both Devontae and Jacoby, because haven't looked at how many targets each of them got, but it was very few other people got targets in this game outside of those guys, to be honest with you. So and when they got targeted, they cashed in. Josh Jacobs did not look like he was worth that 16 whatever million he was asking for. And if Zamir White had put up this exact same stat line, we'd be cooking that man like no tomorrow. So you average 2.5 yards a game. You're supposed to be the Bronco killer. You wanted all this money. You want a long-term deal. First week, and you missed all the camp. You arrive late, bro. You better come out first game and show us why you don't, quote unquote, want to be the hero anymore. And bro, he really didn't deliver. Some things we need to clean up on defense, like you said, the penalties. Jacorian Bennett, he was getting that rookie whistle. Now I think if he was a vet, they would have let some of that go. That Masterson penalty was almost a killer, man. I damn near turned off my TV set after that one, man, because I thought that was all she wrote. But the most important thing is we got the win. Last year, it took 3 games to get a win, and coincidentally, it was against the Broncos as well. So, it's good to get that first, scratch that first itch, and hopefully this is the first of many to come.
7 in a row.
Yes, sir. 7 in a row against the Broncos. Before I give my take, let me acknowledge the chat. Shout out to Raider Tone in the building. Raiders. We got another one from Raiders Primos. Hey, thanks for popping in. The legendary Sean Johnson in the building. Salute. Let's effing go. We're in first place all by ourselves. There you go. Shout out to Carson Huntley, 1-0, baby. I love it. Brian Rodriguez, we should play Kuntz more. We'll get into that in a little bit. Let me see what else we got. We got Aces in the building. We got DeMarcus Webb in the building. GA Patriot. Let's effing go. There you go, man. Hey. And the Raiders, here's my take, man. I think that the offense sputtered a little bit as expected. It's a defense, a tough defense. And usually in most cases at the beginning of the season, you're going to see the defenses be kind of ahead of the curve as far as execution versus an offense at the beginning of the season. So I had a dogfight. I expected a kind of dogfight, kind of this type of tug of war type of game where teams are trying to kind of solidify themselves on offense, also while doing that, trying to impose their will on offense, and defense kind of still like being ahead of the curve. You know what I mean? As far as the run game goes, you're right. You guys are both right. Josh Jacobs wasn't Josh Jacobs this week. And you got to say he should have been in camp, right? That's kind of what I'm thinking. He should have been in camp, get that early, that rust, kind of shake it off just a little bit. And I think next week we'll see a better Josh Jacobs. I think so. Jimmy G looks comfortable in the pocket. He's not rattled. He makes the big play. There was a number of plays that one drive when we got up by it was in the fourth quarter. He made that big play on third down, threw it across the middle. He just makes big plays when it counts. And that goes a long way. Now we're going to probably get a lot of these type of games where he throws a little bit over 200 yards, real accurate, really kind of a game managing type of play. But it's the big plays that matter to me when he comes out and really is just shout out to Jim Everett the Great. Jimmy G is clutch, he's just really clutch. And you saw it to close the game. He took it all, he took off. And he sealed the game. He iced the game. And that's kind of where I have with the offense. Now, the defense, I think the defense kind of leaves you a little bit more to be desired, especially with getting a pass rush. They had so many times to kind of get after Russell Wilson. And we'll talk about that, too, because you guys have difference in opinion about how Russell Wilson played. But every time we got to Russell Wilson, he was rolling out and kind of improvising. And he's better when he's on the run. He's a better quarterback when he's on the run. And he extended lots of third downs, lots of drives throughout the game. And we got to close that. But Nate Hobbs played like a dog. He was absolute dog this week. I would say he's our MVP on defense. Max Crosby was everywhere on the field as always.
Divine Diablo
played well. So we got some good things we got some good pieces to kind of build on from this game, but it has to improve on both ends, man. What you guys think?
Yeah, man, facts, man. Facts. I mean, I think that to the point that you made before in terms of just being week one, the Raiders were at a disadvantage because, the Broncos had all of last year's tape to kind of watch and see what kind of team the Raiders are. Now, obviously, they're rolling with a different quarterback, but for the most part, a lot of those same guys are in place. So, they were able to, they're able to look at what we were doing, both offensively and defensively, and really come up with a sound game plan. And the Raiders didn't have that advantage. We can look at, what Vance Joseph has done historically, what Sean Payton has done historically, but, they're coming into a brand new situation. So, we were a little bit of a disadvantage, but I think, we performed admirably, man. I think Spillane, man, shout out to Spillane too, man. I think Spillane had a good game. Merrick is still a bum. And, Epps was bum-ish. He's not quite on the street yet, but, he was given a 3-day notice from his landlord today. So he might be a bum. He might be a bum by next week. So we'll see. But, yeah, man, I'm just really, like you said, man, Jimmy G, there's something about, he has like what they call like je ne sais quoi, like, you really can't put your finger on it, but he has it. And, he's not maybe not put up the numbers. I think he's going to probably be near what Big Mike's prediction was in terms of his accuracy, because I think you had him in the 70s, right? Like 70,
68, 69%, something like that.
Yeah, so I'm talking for your bold predictions. I thought you had him at like 68, 69, something like that.
Yeah. He doesn't have him reaching 70, but
he definitely had 69% because I made the joke about Jimmy G 69.
69%.
Yeah.
So he was probably near that today. I don't know. I don't know the exact numbers, but I'm sure he was around that today. And so I just think that this team, they have a different attitude, man. I think last year, after that Masterson penalty and after that Illuminor penalty on the goal line, that team would have just, hey, you know what? Today wasn't our day. Let's regroup for next week. Nah, this team, they rallied together, they fought, and they won the game, man. So, I think that is a big step forward for us. Last year we found ways to lose games. This week we found a way to win the game.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Shout out to GA Patriot. Jimmy Ice slid in bounds to keep the clock running. Details. That was smart, man. And shout out to the $4.99 Haymaker. I appreciate it, man. That was that said a lot for me. I mean, just the brains and the just in real time kind of processing, situational awareness. It was that's the type of stuff that we're getting with Jimmy G. Just the situational awareness. The moment's never too big for him. He just constantly just executes keeps his feet moving in the pocket. Like what do you guys think about that one, man? What do you guys think about Jimmy G's play kind of like moving forward? Do you see him kind of continuing where he's at? Do you see him getting a little bit better? Were you guys shook when he was taking off? Let me know, man.
Yo, when Hoyer had to come in the first drive, I was like, no.
Right, yeah, me too.
Every time he took off, every time anybody touched him, I was like, shit. But it was good to watch, man. You can tell the stark differences between him and Derek Carr so easily. You can see where Derek Carr had a little bit, where he was a little bit better, or some things that were missing now. But you also saw certain things that Jimmy G did that you would never see Derek Carr do. If it was Derek Carr today, does he take off and run and get that first down to ice the game? I don't believe so. Multiple times where it looked like Jimmy G was done in the pocket, they were going to get him. He popped out, got out of the pocket, made the throw, a bunch of things that Derek Carr never did. aside from one bad throw in the red zone, we look way better in the red zone.
Yeah.
Just the play calling in the red zone, the things that they're comfortable with letting Jimmy G do as opposed to what they were comfortable letting Carr do. I wish we would have ran it 3 times with Josh that drive when it was first and goal on the 1. I feel like there's no reason not to run him in there. He got 1 yard pretty much every carry all day today, so might as well.
It was rough, man. It was rough.
I think that penalty. I think that penalty is that the drive that Illuminor got the penalty on. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, that's the one.
I think Illuminor ended. I mean, I think we had ran it with Josh like the first down, and then I think Illuminor got that penalty on second down, and I think that's what kind of
was it Illuminor or was it like an illegal formation or something?
It was Illuminor.
Oh yeah, that was the illegal formation. Illuminor was formation.
Yeah, that was on Carter, right? Wasn't Carter called for illegal formation?
Oh yeah, because he wasn't up on the line, or he didn't. Yeah, he wasn't up on the line, or he was covering, or was he covering the tackle? I mean,
something like that. It was something to that extent, but we got it, and that's another thing. Let me get to some of these the chat, and I'll bring up another case, another point, man. We can talk about it. Shout out to R. Gonzalez. He's a winner when it counts. Yeah, no doubt, man. He definitely is showing that kind of that. Like you said, that it factor. Can't really put your finger on what's going on, but just that it factor. So, yeah, agreed, man. DeMarcus Webb says, wow, bums after one game. I mean, we're some tough graders out here, man. I mean, that's just what we do.
Merrick been a bum since last year. This was his chance to prove he's not a bum. And it's not. We've had a large enough sample size to determine whether or not he's a bum. And he's still clearly in the bum category.
Man. He did make a nice stop on a third down, though.
Yeah, the open field tackle.
I leaned over to my boy, and I was like, that was the biggest play in Merrick's career right there.
Man, yeah.
That's a fact.
The biggest play for us.
The tackling was immaculate. Everybody from top to bottom tackled very well, man. It wasn't really many missed tackles. I can't complain this week, man.
Yeah, I think I saw one.
Shout out to Raider King.
That's it.
Yeah, really just one, right? Like one big missed tackle.
Yeah.
Shout out to Midnight Raider King. He will definitely get better. I don't know who you're talking about, but let's hope anybody on this team is getting better from this week.
It was Spillane when Samaje P. ran right through him.
Yeah, that was a tough man. That was a tough tackle, though. I think he got blocked right before that, though, right? I think like the guard or somebody had pushed him right before that.
Maybe I'd have to see a different angle, but from the angle that I saw, it looked like he had him dead to rights at the line of scrimmage, and he just kind of glanced and kept going.
That was gonna be a TFL, I think. I think he had him behind.
He had a nice one still.
Yeah.
Man. Shout out to Jim Everett, the great 3rd and 12. Carr throws a 5-yard pass, and that's what we're not getting this time around, man. We're getting somebody who's gonna.
We got a 7-yard run.
Man.
So, man, it was a big deal, man. I guess the Giants are getting wrecked. Everybody's putting in the comments the Giants are getting wrecked. So
last I saw was 16-0 Dallas. They had just fumble recovery for a touchdown, I believe.
Jeez, yeah. Rest in peace to the Giants this week. Raiders Primos, I do wish we ran the ball more in the red zone and throw it when we have to, but I will say I love Josh McDaniels showing how aggressive he is and wants to score touchdowns, but you have JJ8 back there. So
he's got a comment with love and Josh McDaniels in the same sentence.
I was shocked to see that. Not even gonna lie, man. It's crazy how a couple of wins will, kind of change people's opinions. Yeah. So it's interesting, man. It's interesting times right now. Arkansas, no Wonder Woman fall for Jimmy G because I sure did today.
He was the MVP on the offense for sure, man.
No doubt.
Fact.
Yeah. Shout out to Charles Washington. Just one, baby, and that's really all that matters.
You're damn right.
So you guys have some difference in opinions about Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Severe says that Russell Wilson played well. You said that you weren't impressed.
I think he played super average. I think he looked a lot like he looked like last year. Maybe not as many mistakes, but I think his performance was overhyped by the commentators. He had averaged 6 yards of completion. He's just the same. It looked a lot like he couldn't throw downfield just the same. And he wasn't getting. We were giving up a lot of first downs on third down in the first half, but in the second half, it looked like they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, man.
He was also without receivers, and to his defense, he was also without receivers, and their big money offensive lineman signings were average too. We got pressure when we needed to get pressure. Not much early in the game though.
Yeah, no doubt. Severe, what you got, man?
And Russell Wilson's defense, he was without, who should be his number one receiver.
Yeah.
And then he lost the guy who I thought was going to be their biggest offensive weapon in Greg Dulcich, and he had gashed us already, I think, for his 2 targets, and he had 22 yards already. And I don't think we were going to be able to stop him. And then he had some plays where, like the Philip Dorsett play, where Philip Dorsett steps out of bounds, like that was a big play right there. He really didn't have too much of a running game. So I think, inside of the confines and parameters that he was working with, I think he played well. Like, was he Pat Mahomes? Yeah. But I don't say was he Pat Mahomes, but I think, compared to the guy I saw last year, and just in terms of him buying time, moving around the pocket, finding guys downfield, after being able to avoid the rush sometimes. I think he looked like a much better player last year, and he threw two touchdowns. I think he had like a 75 QBR. That's on the scale of 1 to 100. So you have 75, man. That's good. That's great.
You're missing the main thing though, is the fact that he wears orange and blue. So he's like fucking bum.
That's fact.
At the end of the day, right? The dude's a bum. I will say this: you gotta give credit where credit is due. I will say that Patrick Graham made the proper adjustments in the second half, because I thought Courtland Sutton was gonna go off all game, because it was a good point where I was like, who has the answers for Courtland Sutton?
Yeah.
Jacorian Bennett was kind of getting toasted. He got that unfortunate that flag, and Courtland Sutton was kind of having his way with the defense. He was finding ways. So I thought that he would have a much bigger game. So I'm going to give credit to Patrick Graham for making the adjustments in the second half and kind of slowing down Russell Wilson in that passing attack.
It looked like that the early penalties kind of mind-fucked Jacorian Bennett, because he was blanketing his receiver early. And then started calling him for those little bogus PIs early, and then he looked like he kind of backed off a little bit, so he wasn't getting penalties again. Hopefully that doesn't stay with him.
Yeah.
Because wearing the silver and black, you're definitely more susceptible to getting called. So hopefully that doesn't take away his aggressiveness, because we're going to need that. We can't be having him allow space between him and the receiver just so he doesn't get called.
I want to say this. We had a chance, to close the game out on defense, and we got it done. We closed this game out on defense. It wasn't like we had to go down and score and not leave them any time. We went down and scored, and they got the ball back, and we shut these guys down on defense, man. So I think just stuff like like I said, Russell Wilson isn't a world beater, but just these little confidence builders, especially early in the season, and Merrick, he's a guy that I don't think he was giving full effort on that route, and the guy, Lil Jordan Humphrey. That's the most ridiculous thing.
That's the most ridiculous.
Merrick reached out and got fingertips on that ball.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he kind of I don't know if he gave early in the route, because it's like he was not giving. I think if he was giving full, I don't know if he was worried about getting backdoored or what it was, but it doesn't look like he was giving full effort on that route. Dude beat him across the back of the end zone for a touchdown. But yeah, Lil Jordan, and that's not his nickname, you guys. That his name is Lil Jordan. That's like his government first name. So that's ridiculous. But he came, like you said, he came
first ad or Kool-Aid.
He came back.
Man, they're both bad, equally bad, bro.
But Merrick made that big tackle, man. As open field tackle, and like you said, you guys said, the tackling in this game, man. Jacorian Bennett, very good open field tackle. We all know Nate Hobbs is one of the best tacklers in the league, regardless of position. So I just think that this was definitely a confidence builder on defense. I was, I don't know if we'll get into this later, but I was not impressed with Tyree Wilson at all, man.
So slow getting off the line, man.
And that's one of the things I did a whole video about it, man. That's one of the things. That's one of the main things I talked about. His ball get off is horrible, and people are, that's trash. That's how they played it at Texas Tech. No, that's not how they played it. Everybody else will be moving, and he'd be the only motherfucker sitting there. Like, that's not how they're playing it. That's just him.
Yeah, I didn't understand. Slow. I didn't understand that. Like his get off is horrendous.
He was laughing.
It looks like me trying to get off, like off the ball. Like, bro, it's just horrible, bro.
It's like when your mom tell you to do something and you don't want to do it. So you sit down and you're like,
oh man, I leaned over to my friends, man. I was like, "Where's Chandler Jones? Crazy ass, get him out there,
man." Bro. Like just put like a visor on Chandler Jones with like it's just a picture of Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler, and just like. And make sure he sees that all game.
I hope to God that's a technique problem and not a physical limitations problem. Because if that's something he can improve, I'm worried.
Yeah, that's gonna be a problem for sure, man.
He's gonna become a run defender, is what's gonna happen.
Man. Yeah. Let me acknowledge some more of this chat, man. Shout out to Shadow Fox. He says, "Damn, finally made it. Our defense is still lacking, but we have a win. Hope we can do better." And you know. All Raiders stuff at the end of that. But, bro, I would say this, like, they're going to have to play better defensively next week because the Bills have a much more dynamic type of offense. Now, people argue that they're not going to be the same Bills from the year, from a couple years ago, but it's still Josh Allen. It's still Diggs. It's still, so.
I think they're better coming into the show.
They got Kincaid, right? Is that who they drafted? They drafted Kincaid?
Oh, Kincaid, Dawson Knox.
Yeah. I mean, Look. Yeah. Big Mike knows all about Dalton Kincaid.
I do. I don't want to talk about that, bro. I don't want to talk about it, bro.
Big Mike knows all about it.
We're referencing college. How about them Texas Longhorns, baby?
Hey, man, I loved it. I loved it. Josh was doing a little John before the game, so I know he might be a little upset about that. But yeah, man, Dalton Kincaid is a problem, man. It's definitely a problem. Ain't that right?
Bro, I don't want to talk about it. Like I said, man. Man, shout out to Charles Washington. Didn't like how we had Bennett on their best receiver in the first half, but he did work for his first game. Yeah, he got feet to the fire. I like kind of how they handled the situation. He got some definite, some tough reps, but he bounced back for the most part. You didn't really hear too much about him at the end, in the second half. He did his thing, and, that was a good first welcome to the NFL type of game for him.
No.
For sure, man.
No, definitely. Trial by fire, man.
Yep. Bennett's next assignment is Diggs. Shout out to Charles Washington. Do you want Bennett on Diggs next week?
No, but I don't want either one of them on Diggs. That's the problem, man. I don't want either one of them on Diggs. I think Diggs is gonna do work, man. Diggs is gonna do work, man. And Diggs, I don't want either one of them on Diggs, man. We're gonna have to do Diggs like like they did Devontae today, man. We're gonna have to bracket him all game. We're gonna have to basically our whole entire game plan should be taking Diggs out of the game because I don't really think anybody else, as a receiver on that team can beat us, unless Dalton Kincaid has a crazy game. But because Ja'Cory Bennett, I think athletically, he has what it takes to be able to defend a guy like Diggs, but Diggs, his just route running, man, is just like he gonna hit Ja'Cory Bennett with some stuff he ain't never seen in his life. Never seen in his life. And it's the best defenders in the league can't, with experience defending that kind of stuff, have trouble defending Diggs. You think this rookie is gonna be able to do it, man? It's gonna be a tough assignment, man.
I see Patrick Graham kind of getting out of his element against the Bills. He's gonna have to pull some tricks out of his hat. I think we'll see a lot more zone covers than we're used to with Patrick Graham. You're gonna have to. We don't have anybody who can man up Diggs, period. And you don't want to put limit your defense to only having 10 players, just to take Diggs out. So I think you're gonna see a little more zone covers, a little more tricks out of the hat from Patrick Graham.
Yeah, I think so too. I agree, man. Shout out to Tien Jiang. The call on Marcus Peters, number 24, was bad, but we got the fumble. Yeah, that was a rough call right there. That should have been our turnover. It was very questionable, but we're gonna get those type of calls with the Raiders. So, we gotta have to. I was upset about it too, but you know, at the end of the day, I kind of know how it goes with us. So
Yeah,
you know, it is what it is. Midnight Raider King says defense gave us the ball to close out the game, and Jimmy G finished. If that had to be of DC, we definitely would have lost. I think, this is definitely a game that's the outcome of this game and kind of how things went was completely different from what I've seen with the Raiders from years past. It's crazy. Like I was kind of expecting them to lose this game, to be honest with you, just the way things were going, the penalties, and just the kind of the flow of the game. To me, it seemed like they're going to score at the end, and then we're going to need some heroic performance from Carr, and then we're going to come short, or maybe we might get it and, you know, kind of a 50-50 type of deal. But this time it was real different, and it just felt good that we had like kind of a supporting defense to kind of back that up. But it remains to be seen. We got a tougher opponent next week, so we'll see about that one.
Does anybody hear why Nesta Jade Silvera was inactive today?
No. There was a story on it.
I don't know. He was inactive. Trey Tucker was inactive.
Yeah. I think like just about every person that was inactive outside of Chandler Jones was a rookie. I think the only I think Jacorian Bennett played, of course. Byron Young played sparingly, not really great. And Michael Mayer played, but we didn't put a lot of rookies
out there. I feel like we could have really used Silvera.
Yeah. I mean, I think you know, opening week on the road, I think they opted to go with the veteran guys in the middle. But man, they left much to be desired, and a lot to be desired. So I think we might end up seeing Nesta next week because, man, like nobody in the middle really had a good game, man.
Yeah, Tillery had a nice sack, but then he also had a really bad penalty. So it's like,
that's kind of what we get with Tillery.
Exactly. Like. That's Tillery. That's his MO, man.
I didn't see anything from Bilal Nichols. Nothing.
No, me neither. Shout out to GA Patriot. Tyree could put on 20, 30 pounds and be a beast at D tackle.
We'll see. At that point,
man, exactly, man. If he's slow now, imagine how slow he's gonna be at 20, 30 pounds.
Man,
then we can be talking about, man, if he put on another 30 pounds, he could be a real good guard.
Right. Tyree was moving like it was a 6 time to the buffet. Yeah, he was, man. He looked like he was full, man. Like he had a bowl of my chili or something, bro.
Man, if Tyree don't improve, he gonna put on 20, 30 pounds and be a real good bodyguard for some celebrity or something, man.
We might be talking about the opposite. Maybe he needs to go down to about 255.
Man,
for real.
The Swole looks good out there, man.
Right. Too slow for the edge. So far, it looks like that, right? I mean, we're not going to jump the gun and be like, he's that's it. He's a bust, things like that. But, man, he looks bad right now. Game 1 is get off was slow. He only had 1 tackle. That's not really good for your number 7 overall pick. That's kind of what we're saying right there. We're making a lot of jokes. But
Jalen Carter probably didn't have just 1 tackle today, did he?
I don't know. Probably in one series, he probably had 1 tackle.
He's
probably a disruptor.
Every series, he probably had 1 tackle. Let me check.
I know,
Here
right?
we go.
Let me see that. Check what Jalen Carter did, man. I mean, I don't expect Tyree. Like I said, he's not a real bendy guy. He's not a fast twist guy. So I don't expect him to be like no crazy, screaming off the edge guy like a Max. But I expect better.
Jalen Carter only had 1 tackle.
Really?
Jalen Carter had 1 tackle. It was a sack.
Oh, well, there you go.
Well, there you go.
Man, damn. Shout out to Carlos and Fuego. My bad, I'm late, Big Mike Raider, but the Raiders have to draft a true defensive tackle because sacks and pressure. Raiders won championships with great defense and good offense.
I like that boy Jerzon Newton.
Say what?
I like that guy, the boy down there. And where's he? Is he Florida? Jerzon Newton.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, he'd be nice, man. We definitely need to address the defensive tackle position. I thought Tillery played all right, besides the penalty. Just that there's no pressure with those that interior D line. We need a little bit more pressure. Somebody mentioned Malcolm Kuntz. I thought Malcolm Kuntz played really well when he was out there.
Yeah.
That bull rush he did on one of the tackles, and then Max Crosby got the credit for that sack. That was impressive.
It was on Bowles, right? Was it on Bowles?
It was on Bowles. He had him on skates, bro. Like he got right into his chest, pushed him back right into Russell Wilson, and then Max Crosby, kind of took advantage with that. But that was a Malcolm Kuntz play. Man. Malcolm Kuntz did that. So I thought he played well, man, for sure, man.
Also, we need to post up some missing persons posters for Hunter Renfrow.
Man, yeah, man.
$13 million man. I don't know.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, man.
It's rough, man. It's rough. We'll see, man. We'll see. Shout out to Ray Bosby. Mike, hey, y'all. I'm happy for the win, but 17 points against Denver won't cut it in the big games based on the scores around the league. What do y'all think we can work on to do better against the Buffalo Bills? We'll start with Kane Town. What do you want to see improved before week 2 against the Buffalo Bills?
I want to see
offensively and defensively.
On offense, I want to see them big uglies make some holes for Jacobs, and I want to see a lot more running game. We're not going to go out there and bomb on the Bills for 300 passing yards and 4 touchdowns at all. We're gonna have to. That's gonna have to be another game that looks just like today. If we're gonna win it, it's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be a dogfight, and we need to be able to run the ball to have a shot in that dogfight. On defense, quit biting on play action the way we did today. We got killed in play action. We got killed when Wilson got out of the pocket. We need a lot better reaction to the play action and pressure. We started getting some pressure in the second half, which is awesome. But the first half is like you're running in. There was no pushback on that line. They just ran into him and stayed there. So except for Max was the only one, like usual, having any success, and he can't do it on his own. It'd be beautiful to see Tyree get it together, but I don't think that's going to happen in a week if it does.
Yeah, no doubt, man. He probably has a full season to kind of develop. Yeah, I think that's what it's looking like so far. Severe, what you got, man? What do you think the Raiders need to do to improve to beat the Bills next week? What do we got to do?
Well, to start off by responding to Ray Bosby, I think Denver gave up 15 points a game last year, average. I want to say they were the top scoring defense in the league last year. So to score 17, man, that is, I don't know what their defense is going to look like this year, because that was last year, but they were one of the best defenses in the league last year. So I think hey, whatever it takes to get the win. But on offense, I would like to see. We're going to have to see Hunter Renfrow get more involved, because I doubt if Jacoby's going to be out there. I'm assuming Wilkerson is going to probably take that role on the outside, and we're going to still have Renfrow in the slot. So I think we're going to have to get get Hunter involved. I think we're going to have to get Mayer and Hooper involved, in terms of our tight ends. Now Buffalo has a real good linebacker, and what's my man's name?
Milano?
No, the other guy, the young guy, his brother's in the league too. Tremaine. No, he's still with them. Or he's gone.
He went to the Bears.
Yeah,
he went to the Bears.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we got to deal with that.
okay, good. Yeah, man, because that dude was a dog. But and in terms of defensively, man, like we have to have a very disciplined pass rush. Because Josh Allen is younger than Russell Wilson, more athletic than Russell Wilson, and that's kind of his MO, man. He will get outside the pocket, he will run on you, but he'll also hit you with the bomb, to Diggs, and I think that's how they hurt a lot of teams. I think we have an opportunity next week, because Josh Allen is a turnover waiting to happen, to get our hands on some balls. That's a pause if necessary, but I think we have an opportunity to create some turnovers next game. So I think that is definitely an area. We almost had one. We should have had one this game, and we had that questionable call against Marcus Peters. Devon Diablo had an opportunity at an interception. It would have been a tough play, but he was able to get his hands on that pass from Russ. So I think we have to create some turnovers, man. I think that is going to be the key when you want to beat one of the best teams in AFC in their own house. You have to win a turnover battle. We did a lot of things that you you normally can't do to win games, and we won. We lost the turnover battle. I want to say we lost the penalty battle as well. So generally, when those type of things happen, you don't come out with the win. So for us to still win the game, that just shows us the kind of grit and determination we have as a team, as opposed to the team we had last year. So I think that's big, but we're gonna have to do a lot more next week against Buffalo.
Yeah, man, I agree. So 3 things real quick. I will say 1, stop the bonehead penalties. We got to knock those out, right? We can't do that. We got to get Josh Jacobs, just like Kane Town said, we got to get him going early. And 3, we got to put a spy on Josh Allen. Is that Diablo? Is that Spillane? Maybe both in certain plays. That's what we have to do to kind of get him going. Say what?
Pull him out will be
pull him out, right? Another one too. So we gotta really like kind of almost mask that spy too, because you can kind of spot the spy and then you can figure out ways to kind of work around that. So we gotta also kind of mask what's going on and kind of mix it up. And I think that Patrick Graham kind of has the ability to make that happen, man. So we'll see. Shout out to Ricardo B. Salute Big Mike. Hobbs and Diablo had good games on defense. Bennett shows promise for a rookie. Absolutely, man. I thought that all 3 of them played great, especially Hobbs. I'll say, like I said, he's my team MVP for sure. Go Sniper 35 Gaming says, Big Mike question. I know harping on Tyree, but I don't think he also is working the foot injury. Do you guys think the foot injury is the issue for this? Like, I mean, I would think that he would be if almost, I wouldn't say 100%, but
I mean, if that's not what if I hadn't seen him doing the same thing at Texas Tech, and before we even drafted him, before we even knew about the foot injury, maybe that could have been a cause, and he was kind of a late guy to camp as well. But he's been having these issues with get off since his time in college, and people were kind of excusing him and saying that's how they were calling it, and I was like, bro, no defensive coordinator is saying, hey, wait for a half a second after everybody else, and then you go. That's how you get him. Like, no, he's just slow. He's just slow off the ball, man. So I think that's a technical issue. Max Crosby is one of the best guys in the league at getting off the ball. Him and Yannick, you used to see those guys used to run that drill where they would start off and you try to catch the other guy. I think that's one of the things, though. Maybe he should start doing that with Tyree. And that's kind of maybe that'll improve his reaction time. But it's something I've seen since Texas Tech.
Yeah, if his foot injury is still present enough to where it's affecting him like that on the field, if it's that, then there's no reason he should even be out there right now.
Yeah,
he should be still sitting, and we should go out there and trade for a guy or sign a guy.
Yeah, I agree. Shout out to R. Gonzalez, Renfro on a milk carton. Yeah, man. I thought that Renfro would actually have a much bigger game in this one. I had him for about 80 yards, and he got 0. So it's a little disappointing, but hopefully next week he's back on the board. Shout out to New York Raider fan. We need to chill in the defense. Broncos leading rusher at 52 yards and leading receiver had 37 yards. So you're right. You're absolutely right. There was just certain things that that you see with this defense, and it's like, all right, this wasn't a dynamic offense that we played. So, like the first half against Cortland Sutton, completely was a game breaker. That first half, and not getting off the field on third downs is really bad. Not getting after the quarterback. Russell Wilson's not the Russell Wilson of the past, but Josh Allen is in the prime of his career. So we're looking at little things here and there with this defense, and like, man, you got to play better against the Bills or against better offenses, or else it's going to be a long day. That's kind of what I don't know about you. I don't want to speak for everybody, but that's kind of how I feel about the Raiders. Great win. Defense played well, but there's little things there that, there's some improvements to be made for sure. What do you guys think about that?
I think one of the issues is, and I kept harping on this, like in the weeks and the days and weeks before the game, I think, people are judging us relative to their own expectations. I know some people are like, oh, we're going to crush them 37-10. I'm like, no, chill out. Yeah. It's gonna be a close game, a very close game. So I think people were expecting us to blow them out and just like stomp on their necks and them not be able to move the ball at all. Like, no, I was not expecting that. I was expecting a very hard fought game against two coaches absolutely needed wins to validate themselves. Probably Josh more than anybody, just because of how last year went for him. And they're division rivals, so those games are generally going to be tough. So
Yeah.
I didn't expect it. I didn't expect to blow it. I think a lot of fans expected us to really just blow this team out. So they see that we didn't blow them out. So, oh man, we didn't play that great. Nah, man, we played it was a solid game across the board. It's just that we were playing against a team that was well coached and well prepared and had a whole year of tape on what we had done previously.
Yeah, and here's the thing: you really put it in perspective. Home opener for the Broncos, a lot to prove. New coach Sean Payton, one of the greatest coaches out there, right? A lot on the line. So this win for the Raiders is not nothing to slouch at, for sure. I will say that. All we are saying is they got to play a little bit better against better competition. The Bills are next week. They are a Super Bowl contender. The Broncos are still trying to figure things out. We caught them at the right time, in my opinion. So we got to really tighten things up. We got to tighten things up. Sean Payton is a great coach, but they're still trying to figure things out over there. And we got them week 18. It's not going to be the same Broncos team. They're going to be much more improved. They're going to have Jerry Jeudy next time. So we really got to, put things in perspective, be happy about the win, but know that this defense and the offense, they both have to tighten up and play a better game. But we'll have two different teams next time they play each other. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Let me see.
We got Buffalo coming off Monday night, right? Is Buffalo playing tomorrow?
They play tomorrow. Yep, they play tomorrow. So we got them on a short week. We got them at the right time and on a short week. So
exactly.
Yeah, so we can't complain. Shout out to Arnold Olavida. Tyree played more than expected because Chandler's absence, and we definitely hurt without Chandler. That's for sure. I will say that, man. I'll admit that we are hurting without Chandler. We need to somehow figure that out. I don't see Chandler playing for the rest of the season, but we need to either make a trade or something. Even though Kuntz played well, we need somebody else to kind of come in and make things happen as well. So we'll see, man. We'll see. Charles Washington says, "I hope Jacoby plays next week." I don't think he's gonna play.
Right, I don't think he's gonna run.
Yeah, pretty good too.
Bad, man.
Yeah. Shout out to Elias. He says, "Big Mike 1-0. Gotta love the grit with Pornhub Jimmy to run the ball at critical part of the game." Yeah, he was gritty, man.
That guy look like he could be Aiden O'Connell's dad.
Yeah, right. It is Mr. Gonzalea. O'Connell over here. Look like O'Connell's dad over here. For sure, man. Hey, appreciate your support, bro. And all 65 of you guys, make sure you guys like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. Man, let's see what else we got. He said, did we win today? Yeah, we won today. You're right, man. Yeah. Maybe we're being a little bit controversial. We want our team to, we wanted the team to win, but we also want to improve. We also know that, each week presents a different challenge. Next week is going to be a whole new different challenge.
We beat Denver twice last year. What was our record?
Yeah.
So it's not about just winning. At the end of the day, it's about wins. But you got to play a certain level of football to win consistently. Today, if we play the way we play today, every game, we're going to end up same record as we had last year. This wouldn't have got it done against the top level teams. This wouldn't get it done against Buffalo next week. It's going to have to be a lot better, or we're going to get beat up. So saying did we win today? Nothing should matter if we won. That's not the fucking case. I don't want to just beat the Broncos. I want to beat the Eagles. I want to beat the Bills. I want to beat the Niners. And playing the way we played today is not going to beat those teams. Not even close. We would have got blown out today by those teams.
And to Kingstown point, man, I think that if you listen to Josh, even in his victory speech, he couldn't help but talk about the stuff we didn't do well. I think he's keeping this thing in perspective, man. Like, look, we won the game, but even when they were asking him after the game in the post-game presser, he's like, man, what can you guys do better? He's like, man, I can, how much time y'all got, basically, he just he rattled off 6 or 8 things. He's like, man, I'm gonna find 15 more just on the plane ride home. So it's not he's not resting on their laurels. I don't think he's not going to allow this team to rest on the laurels. They know they have to be better, and I think that they're going to do what it takes to be better.
Yeah. Don't understand that I want to be the Raiders that are playing for championships in the future. I don't want to be the Raiders that start 0-10 and then we're throwing a fucking party because we got one victory. I want to go out there. I want to see us win consistently. I want to see us win championships. So just barely getting the win over a team that's not even going to finish 500 is not good enough. No.
Yeah, I agree, man. And you know what? I do like what Josh McDaniels had to say at that presser. I mean, he seems like one of those coaches that he does care about the score, but he cares more about execution and the outcome of the game and the details on how to execute properly 100%. Now, did the Raiders execute perfectly on offense? Absolutely not. Did they execute perfectly on defense? Absolutely not. That's what we're saying, is that there is room for better execution. And I think that's what Josh McDaniels is saying as well. We want to execute better, and we're going to have to execute better if we want to beat the better teams in this league. Yeah. So I think that's kind of where they're coming from with that one, man. And that's kind of what I want to spread. Make sure that everybody has that same mindset for sure, man.
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
Herm Edwards on, man.
We won. I love every win. I love every win we get.
Oh yeah.
But when you look into the future,
Herm Edwards said it best, man.
You play to win the game.
There you go. There you go. I mean, at the end of the day, that is true. That is true. You know, it's us being a little bit controversial. We love the win, man, for sure, man. But it's there's room for improvement. That's all we're saying, man. Shout out to Huey P 2905. No Renfro, no tight end catches either. I think it was one catch from a tight end.
I think Hooper had the one nice catch, and I think that was another thing where it was, Jimmy G. We didn't know if there was going to be challenged or not. He got the team up to the line of scrimmage. Routed off a quick run play before Denver even had an opportunity to challenge it, man. So I think that's he's very good operationally, man. Very good operationally.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Ricardo B with the $2 haymaker. Start next week. You'll see Lil Amik Robertson changed his name, his government name to Lil Amik. Hey, shout out to you. Thanks for the support, Ricardo B. Thanks for pulling up, man. I appreciate it. Jeremiah Hernandez. Nothing really stood out that we've improved. Our defense as a whole was just not good. We got the win. I'm hyped for that, but this D is scary. Well, I mean, there's room for improvement for sure, man. I will say that. But the tackling was much improved. The Nate Hobbs played like a dog. I thought that Diablo played well. The secondary, specifically the safeties, I think they can play. Epps could play a better game.
Yes.
Hopefully Merrick turns things around. We were joking and said he was a bum, but he hasn't really showed up. His tackling was good. He had 7 tackles.
I wasn't joking, Big.
He wasn't joking. So there you go.
That was not a joke.
And it's there is reason to kind of be concerned, for the defense, but there were players that played well. Max Crosby's Max Crosby. It kind of goes without saying. Tillery, he got a sack, so that's to be celebrated as well. So there are pieces that we can celebrate, but we can't say that they played a perfect game. 16, giving up 16 points is nothing to slouch at for sure, man. So That's another thing to celebrate as well. So we're kind of trying to keep things in perspective as well. We did get the win on the road against a Broncos team who was hungry for a win against the Raiders. They haven't beat us in forever. So, yeah, we can celebrate that, but we can also say we need to improve, right? We can do a little bit of both. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. Not at all, man. Let's see.
Yeah.
Shout out to Arnold. He says, did you notice that Jimmy didn't sulk after the pick? Nope, not at all, man.
He went over to the bench. He had a moment kind of just by himself for a second. He turned around, said that was on me, went back out there and played his game.
Yep, and that's what I like, man. That's what I like. That meant a lot to me for sure, man. Definitely. But it's that it's on me stuff. I keep that to yourself.
That's what our last quarterback would say, man, all the time.
Right.
Like, bro, it was always on him. But he would never fix what was on him, bro. He would just be, oh man, that's on me. Like, bro, are you gonna fix this? Because you told me like 5 times it's on you, but you ain't done nothing to fix it. So I don't know, man. But I think people are being too tough on the D, man. Pause if necessary. But they didn't throw for 200 yards. I don't believe. I think the guy said earlier the leading rusher had 52 yards, leading receiver had like 37. So I mean, like, you know, outside of, you know, some penalties and some situations, I think we did a solid job. I would like to see improved safety play, but I think overall, I think even Canetown gave the defense a B.
Minus.
You know, that's from Kent. That's Mr. Wet Blanket himself, huh?
B minus.
B minus. See, he had to throw the minus, and that's the wet blanket coming out.
There you go. There you go. Hey, we're only gonna give you the real here, man. That's just what it is, man.
Or was I gonna give him a C plus, and I was the opposite of what blanket went up to a B minus?
That is true. That is true.
That's fair.
That's fair.
That is fair. Let's see what else we got, man. Shout out to Al's Ghost in the building. He says we have work to do, but it's nice to make the corrections with a smile on your face. Absolutely. That's the way to look at it for sure, man. Definitely. Let's see what else we got here. We got Lord Zimnus with a $2 haymaker. A win is a win, boys, but the D was looking suspect. Pause if necessary. You're definitely right. A lot of pause-worthy moments today, but you're absolutely right.
I want to go get that checked out. I'm just gonna pause on that.
That's right. That's not what she said.
You pull it out. She says that's looking suspect.
You might want to consult your physician.
Right. Oh man, you might want to get that checked out. D looking suspect, right? Man. Shout out to DeMarcus Webb. Severe wasn't joking, just like his JJ critiques.
Damn right, DeMarcus. You damn right.
Man. Hey, we only tell the real here, good, bad, and ugly around here, man. That's what we do. Let's see. Shout out to Arnold. He said if we had a better run scheme this week, the middle of the field would open up for Hunter and tight ends.
Could be right.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I will say that. It looked real vanilla to me. What you guys think?
Think it looked real. Should have been in camp earlier to me.
Exactly. Yeah. I wouldn't say it was vanilla. I think Josh made some plays that, you know, a lot of running backs in this league couldn't make. You know, it was one early in the game. We had the jump cut. He avoided the guy, got some extra yardage, but he also made some plays where he missed some lanes where I was like, you know, Josh, you gotta see that, brother. Like how you gotta, you know, or you gotta hit that hole quicker. And but I think it's gonna take some time for him to knock the rust off.
Yeah. I don't think the dog in him is awake yet.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we need him, man. We need. He's going to be the guy that's going to get the bulk of the carry. So we're going to need more production out of him, definitely, especially next week. I think we want to keep the ball out of Josh Allen's hands. The best way to do that is to control the game, you know, with your rushing attack. So I think Josh is going to need a big game next week for us to win, man. So hopefully, whatever issues needs to be fixed, you know, he gets together with the O-line or with the coaches or whatever needs to happen, and he gets these issues fixed, because next week is going to be a big test for him and our entire team.
Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. Shout out to Raider Tiger. He says, I like our rookies. Jacorian has good technique. Tyree is powerful. Should maybe move to D tackle. If he doesn't quicken that get off, man, maybe D tackle is in his future, but I don't know.
It's a different animal in there, man. Like, you know, it's just, you just can't kick those guys inside and have them playing. You know, it's a different wrestling match in there, bro. He ain't fighting Rey Mysterio in there, bro. He got the Big Show inside, brother. You can't just, you know, you can't just slide these guys inside, and you know, it's totally different in there, man. The guards are like, the guards are, you generally, when you think about the nastiest players in the league, they're guards. It's Richie Incognito, Quentin Nelson, like, you know, Greg Van Roten. These guys are the nastiest dudes in the league. Just poking in your eye, you know, pinching you, doing all these like crazy stuff, you know, cranking your arm, like doing all this dirty, disgusting stuff. Yeah, if you're not built for that inside game, bro, like it's a different animal in there, man.
And to that point, I feel like we would have seen a little more Tyree on the inside had Chandler been available.
Yeah. I mean, guards, man, they're a different breed. They got beer and whiskey in their Gatorade bottles, bro. That's just what that's what guards do. Them interior linemen, it's a different breed. So I don't know if you want to put a guy like Tyree Wilson in that just yet. Let him get some time to kind of develop and see kind of where he's, you know, where he stands in a couple of weeks or in a few weeks, and hopefully he kind of gets things, you know, up to speed. We're hoping, man.
I had
At
the
least
pleasure.
not full time. At least not full time. He can play. He can kick inside on occasions, but full time, man, that's a lot to ask.
Yeah, I had the pleasure actually in high school to play D end and D tackle against a lineman that ended up in the NFL. His name's Joe Dahl. He's drafted by the Detroit Lions. He's a free agent right now. But that's not a lie. And they bred that into linemen that early. This dude would like I would stand up and go at him. This dude would my face mask to the side, shit like that.
Yeah.
Like it is an absolute dogfight in there, man. It was probably one of the hardest things I've done in my life, going against that dude every day.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a different type of experience, man. I'm telling you. Shout out to Midnight Raider King. By the time we get to game 3 or 4, both the defense and offense will improve because the playbooks will expand. First year head coach, second year quarterback, no tape to really study. You're right. And throughout the weeks, we will see a good improvement. It's week 1. So this is not the best. We're not going to get the best. Now, if we keep everybody healthy, we'll get the best of the Raiders in week 4, week 5. We'll see, how the execution is supposed to be and where the defense is supposed to line up, how they're supposed to. That is true. So we do got to keep that hope that they can get that together by week 4. The defense played well. They didn't play great, but you're absolutely right. That's we have to keep that in perspective for sure. Shout out to One Nation .420. Jimmy also didn't stand there and wait to get sacked. Extending those plays from our quarterback is what we need. Yeah, man, it was a breath of fresh air for sure to see that, man. I agree. Let's see what else we got here, man.
I wonder what our defensive ranking is right now. I wonder if we're top 15.
It was a lot of low scoring games. But
we're trying to start nothing, all right?
Wait a second. I
wonder if we're top 15 right now.
We might be top 15, bro. Oh yeah. Hey, what is it? 16 more games to go, bro. And we got it. We got it.
Look,
oh man. Hey, if you guys don't know, you guys will find out.
It ain't happening.
Man. Oh, I can't wait, bro. I can't wait. Let's see. Shout out to Elias. He says, "You're right. Jacobs was a little rusty, but should be good to go to expose Pittsburgh's defense in the home opener."
I'm gonna tweak my hamstring week 16.
Oh no.
Man.
I'll pull up to the house, bro.
Man.
I'll find you, bro.
I can pull up some booty shorts. You putting these on?
I got. Hey, you said you would, bro.
That's gonna be the biggest money making show of all time, Big Mike.
Man, hey, yeah. All kind, man. That or I get canceled, one or the other, bro.
Exactly.
Lose all kinds of subscribers, man. Like, man. Shout out to Casper. Says good teams find a way to win even when they aren't playing well. Hondo Carpenter.
Hondo, man. Yeah, man. Like I said, last year we found ways to lose, man. Today we found a way to win. So, keep it up, man.
Different mentality. I'll say that. Yeah. It definitely looked like a different mentality. There's a lot of Raider teams in the last 4 or 5 years that probably would have given up on that after the Masterson penalty. They stuck with it. They fought. There's a lot of positives to take out of this. Don't get me wrong. I'm not out here killing what we did today. I just see where this shit's not going to fly with elite teams. But today, for this game, I'm very happy with what we were able to accomplish and the W that we brought home.
Well, the process might not have been perfect, but we got the results that we wanted, man. And I think a lot of that grit and tenacity comes from our leadership now. You got guys like JJ, Devontae, Max, those guys are leaders. And then Jimmy, I think Jimmy brings a certain swag, man. And, even the guys that are known as leaders on this team, when they talk about them, if I was watching, I think it was like JJ doing an interview, and the way he just talked about, as soon as they brought up Jimmy G, bro, he just started smiling like, man, he's a dog. And you couldn't keep a smile off his face talking about the dude, man. So is there something about the guy? San Francisco didn't win all those games for nothing, man. That they had a lot of talent, but they didn't win when he wasn't there. I think 70% when he was playing, 30% when he wasn't playing. So there's something to what he brings to a team, and it might not be all tangible, but those intangibles are what separates the good teams from the great team.
Yeah, definitely, man. Shout out to Raider Tiger. He says Steelers look bad or 49ers look damn good. Should we beat the Steelers down week by week basis, man? You know, the
Yeah.
Steelers are going to respond. They got Mike Tomlin over there. This is not a slouch type of Steelers team. They're going to come back and respond. By week 3, we'll see a different Steelers team. Be ready for that one. But we're going to talk more about the Bills next week. You know, on to the next, right? I don't want to get too far ahead of what's going on, but yeah, the Steelers are going to be all right, man, for sure.
Do we got some week 2 score predictions?
Week 2, first predictions right here for week 2. Guys in the chat, let me hear a week 2 score prediction for the Raiders and Bills. I know it's really early. This is kind of a victory Sunday, kind of spill over into Monday, I'm sure. But hey, let's look a little bit into week 2. What do you guys have? Bills versus Raiders in Buffalo. I'm going to say the Raiders are going to come up short. I said this last at the beginning of the season. I think the Raiders are going to come up short by 3. I got a 30-27 type of game in Buffalo, but the Raiders are going to play very well in this game, and we're not going to be disappointed, but they're going to come up just short. What you guys got?
Do we have a forecast for that game yet? Do we know what the weather's going to be looking like?
It's probably not going to be any like serious weather.
Okay. Go ahead, K-Town.
I got us dropping that one for sure. I don't want to make it sound too bad, but I got them 27-17.
27-17.
I think this is one we get behind early and keep fighting. But I didn't see enough from our defense to think we can stop consistently an offense of that caliber, and I didn't see enough from our offense to think we could score consistently on a defense of that caliber.
Yep.
That's that 7-10 Kane Town peeking through, man.
Yep, there you go.
Before the show started, I got on. He said, "What do you think?" I said, "I think 7-10."
Yeah, 17. So I've been saying this for a while, man. I think that we go up there and we win that game. Buffalo's defense hasn't been the same. The past 2 years, I want to say that they haven't been the same.
That's true.
They don't have Von Miller.
Yep.
And Tre'Davious White is a problem, but I think that Renfro will have a good game. I think we'll be able to get our rushing attack going. I got us winning 28-24. In a hard fought game, and I got Michael Mayer scoring a touchdown in that game. His first touchdown in the league. I think Josh is familiar with these guys. He's played the Bills plenty of times. He's seen what they offer. I think that we'll you guys talking about us running a lot of zone. I think we're going to run a lot of zone. Keep Josh Allen in front of us. Make him make decisions. And he hasn't always been the best decision maker. So I think we take advantage of it, man.
Okay. Now let's see. We got some score predictions here. We got GQ Raider, 28-17 Raiders. Man, I hope so, man. I really hope so. Raider Nation goes 31-28.
That's a good one.
Not bad. 22-21 Raiders. Okay. We got somebody against that when he goes New York Raider fan, 31-20 Bills.
Is you Kane Town?
Is that really? It might be Kane Town.
Was your fingers moving? I didn't see if your fingers moving.
Can't see none of this,
man. Brandon, shout out to Brandon Vandal. He says weather looks good. Yeah, so we're not going to deal with that crazy Buffalo weather for sure. Let me see. A shout out to Boyd. He says the Raiders are 10-point dogs.
I'm putting some money on that. I'm putting some money on that for sure.
I'm going plus 10. They're not covering that.
We're covering that. Yeah, we cover for sure.
Yeah, Bill. There's no way Bills cover that for sure. Jeremiah Hernandez is hard to say till we see the Bills play their first game. So, guys, close eye on the Bills Jets tomorrow. We'll see kind of where they stand, what kind of offense they run. We're going to be watching that game closely. We got a prime situation to where we got the Bills on a short week, and we get to catch them on Monday Night Football tomorrow. So all eyes are on the Bills tomorrow, man. You guys check it out. Let's see what else we got. We got another prediction. First 5 games. We're going 4-1. We're either going to lose to the Bills or the Steelers. Shout out to Road King Raider. 4-1. I like the start, man. I think that we can go 4-1. I really do think so, man.
I'm glad we don't got the Steelers next week, man. I'm glad we do not have the Steelers next week because Mike Tomlin is going to light a fire under them boys, man, tonight, the whole week.
It ain't it.
Say what?
I think Kenny Pickett ain't it.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I don't think so.
I think Steelers look if he plays, if this is who he is, they're going to struggle. Your defense didn't even look good today. If their defense isn't a ton better starting next week, Kenny Pickett's going to make sure that they don't win as many games.
Yeah, I agree. Shout out to Midnight Raider King. He goes 24-21 Raiders. Carson with the game winner. Oh, I love it, man. I can actually see that, to be honest with you. Yep, and we do have the wet blanket here, aka Canetown Raider. You know, that's our the official wet blanket of Raider Nation. But we love him anyway.
Yeah, every time Canetown makes a prediction, we gotta have that sound effect that won't.
Yeah, I might have to work. I'm gonna work on that, bro. I'm gonna work on that.
In his realisticness.
Man, Charles Washington says the way you guys sound, we have too much to fix to win next week. I mean, me and Canetown, I mean, we're giving Canetown a lot of BS, but I mean, I already picked the Raiders to lose next week too. So,
man, Canetown knows his stuff, man. Canetown knows his stuff.
Canetown definitely knows his stuff for sure, man. But you know, I think that the Raiders do have things to work on. The head coach, the guy in the building will even tell you that. So, if the guy in the building is telling you that they need to work on a lot of things, that we have to take that for face value. So, Charles, I'm not going to come in here and say that we play perfect ball either. I'm not going to do that because we didn't. So, it is what it is. If we come out and beat the Bills and we beat them, but we still don't look as good as we should, I'm going to say the same thing. Great win against the Bills, but we didn't look that great, So, it's just looking at the game and execution and things like that. That's kind of what we're looking at. We're not just looking at the scoreboard, because there was a lot of things been left to be desired on that in the box score and watching that game. So, week to week basis, man, we're gonna watch these games and give a critical eye on it, man. That's just what we do here, man. Yeah. Let's see. Shout out to Elias. He goes 24-17 Raiders. Good weather. Turnover fourth quarter to win the game. Man, I hope so, man. That's gonna be a big win. Does his son
see any action in that game? That's the question I have. Does his son get in the game?
Shout out to Elias, man. Hey, your son is gonna be a great Raider.
But no, one thing I did want to bring up is you guys were talking about earlier when Jimmy G when he had to come out for that play, like he fought. He was fighting with the refs. He did not want to leave the field, and he did not want to go off the field. And when they made him leave, he was pissed. So I gasped every time somebody landed on him or they ran by him too fast. I was like, oh, goddamn. But he's able to make it through. So that's one down, man.
Yeah, man, for sure. Shout out to Afakasi Raider from the land down under. Salute, Big Mike. It wasn't pretty, but we got it done. Just win, baby. And that's really what it comes down to. We just won. We got the job done. And that is what it is. Shout out to Andrew Hamilton with the 199 haymaker. Just win, baby. We just said it exactly, man. That's exactly how we're going to take it for sure, man. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it, man. One Nation 420. See how the Broncos defense are playing dirty with those hits. Oh, yeah. Didn't Peyton get suspended for paid bounties in 2012, paying players to injure rival players? Do you guys think that was a dirty hit, or do you think that was just a part of the game? What do you guys think, man?
I think it's a dirty hit.
I mean, I don't think it was intentional, man. To be honest with you, man, I played DB, and I don't think that was intentional. I think. Like back in the day, like 5-6 years ago, that they probably not calling that, and I think it was a bang bang play in my opinion. We love Raiders that they used to do that stuff, man. Like that was we were, Sean Taylor was my guy. Like Sean Taylor was out there knocking dudes' helmets off. So I think the game has just changed so much to now, we're a lot more conscious of those kind of hits. And, and especially the way Jacoby was after the hit, where you know, like he like we call that getting starched. Dude was like he couldn't move. His eyes like he was stuck. So I think you know that's what made it look a lot worse than what it actually was just the effect that it had on him. But
Yeah,
you know, I just think that's old school football, man.
I just it was definitely old school football, but I just feel he didn't at this point in the game in 2023. You're supposed to make an effort to not lead with your helmet, and I didn't see him make any effort to turn the shoulder or to do anything except spear him with his helmet.
Yeah.
It's tough, man. It's tough. Those bang plays. It's hard to kind of not like sell out and things like that. I get it, but you're right. You know the rules are the rules. You kind of want to follow those rules. If a Raider did it, then it would be a dirty play. Everybody would be complaining. It would be a national story. You know the Raiders. You know they're playing dirty ball again, things like that. So you know,
boy's gonna have a letter in his locker. He's gonna have a letter from the league in his locker. I'm sure. You know, he's gonna be a little lighter in the wallet come Monday for sure. I'm pretty sure.
Don't be surprised week 18 if you see a Denver Bronco getting carted off for the same type of thing because
that's kind of how it goes, right? Shout out to GQ Raider. Salute from the Raider Nation Drinking Club is in the building. Hey, good win, man. We got a win. Just win wasn't the prettiest looking win, but we got the win nonetheless.
So this win
shout out to you, GQ.
This one was that last girl in the club, man. You've been slow dancing with all night. And the lights come on. You're like, no, hey. what is it saying that Chappelle skit? You know, a mouth to mouth, man. A mouth to
mouth. Terrible timing on this next one. Shout out to my first pick in the club, Mrs. Big Mike Raider, Camille Harrington. Hi, my love. That's my wife out there. Shout out to you. Thank you. I'll be off the show in a second.
You ever seen the I know y'all seen what was it? Raw. My wife Camille.
Oh yeah. Bill Cosby. Yeah, man.
Hello, Mrs. Big Mike. Hello, Mrs. Big Mike.
Yeah, man. Hey, she's in the building, man. In the building. Let's see. We got Huey P 2905. He goes 27-24 Raiders. I think so, man. I think so. I hope so. You know, I don't think so. I don't think they're gonna win this game, but I can see a situation where we sneak one, we steal one from Buffalo and get the job done. Go back home 2-0. That would be awesome. Let's see. Huey P 2905. He also says no Von Miller, so that does make a difference, right? That's something to kind of consider. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. Stats say we didn't give up a sack today. That was good, right? We didn't give up a sack. That was the offensive line played well. Run game was a little bit we can improve on that, but they didn't give up any sacks. That's something to be celebrated as well.
Jimmy G pretty much had a clean jersey except for when he was sliding.
Yep.
No, Randy Gregory was talking all that nonsense and did
one tackle.
Also,
say what?
He's also a bum.
There you go. Bum sickle of the day, bro. Let's see. New York Raider fan, I hope we have the same convo next week. Raiders did not play great, but they won. As long as they win, I'm cool with it, right?
Hey, I mean, we had this convo 17 weeks, bro. I'm good with that.
Yeah, I mean, if we can pull this out 17 weeks in a row,
you know.
Score update for the Cowboys and Giants game: 33-0 Cowboys. F the Cowboys, F the Giants, but
man,
they're getting smoked,
hate the Cowboys too, man. But I just the Cowboys are my most hated team. But I hate them more than any team in our division. But I just hate the Cowboys.
I do too. I agree, Cowboys, bro. Man. I agree.
That's my most hated team.
I can hate anything. I hate
it's just. I think it's an LA thing, though.
Yeah,
I think it might be an LA thing.
It's a whole bunch. Like if you're a black person over the age of 55, you're probably a Cowboys. I don't know what it is. Like black people over 55 are Cowboys fans. I don't know why. Yeah. Every pastor you go to their church, they're gonna be a Cowboys fan. I don't know what is about the Cowboys fans, bro. But they're just the most annoying, obnoxious fans in the world, bro. Like they're the worst fans, man. And I just hate them, man. I hate that team. But I'm happy the Giants are losing just because of the whole Darren Waller thing. So I mean that makes me happy. And you know.
That's why I said F both teams, man. At the end of the day, Shout out to Arnold. He says cohesiveness and team chemistry doesn't show up in the box score. That's a good point, man. That's
those
point.
intangibles I talked about, man. Jimmy G bringing those intangibles.
Man, yeah, for sure. There you go. There you go. Hey, y'all. Hey, shout out to the wife. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for the support. Man, guys, final words to close this week 1, heading into week 2. Let's start with Kane Town. Final words, man. What you got?
Final words, good win. Let's get back to practice. Let's improve. Let's get better and find a way to do it next week.
There you go. There you go. Severe, what you got, man?
Facts, man. Like I said, this team last year would have found a way to lose this game, and today we found a way to win this game. So, the grit and tenacity I was very happy with, and let's keep it going. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You guys said everything that I wanted to say. I don't want to repeat myself. You guys did it. Guys, that is the show. That is week 1. The Raiders come out victorious in Denver on the road to extend the winning streak against the Broncos to 7 games, 17-16. But, guys, we're on to the next one, and we're going to be on to the next show, man, because I'm going to call this a night. You guys, all 53 of you guys that's in here, make sure you guys like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. But with that, guys, we're about to call it a night. You guys have a safe week, a productive week, a good week, everything, man. I hope everything is great on your guys' end. Kane Town and Severe. I'm Big Mike. Raiders. Let's get another one, Kane Town. Let's get another one. Raiders. Good win, guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
This is one of them hits now. Heard back from Earth, we just shot a few of my ships down. It's safe to say I'm totally pissed. Wow, my cloaking devices just malfunction. Guess it's time for a sit down. This is the problem I got with humans, mostly the common man. Constantly fucking with energy they don't understand. Always thinking they got the upper hand. The G-forces from my maneuvers can snap your spine like a rubber band. I shouldn't waste my time, they ain't half as nice. Put a Red Bull in your coffin so your ghost can have wings in the afterlife. Let's rock and roll like a belly dancer's rhinestone. It was my idea to shake the pineal gland like a pine cone. My thoughts create hurricanes, tornadoes, and cyclones. A punch for me is like an avalanche of granite and limestone. You live here, now this is my home. I neuralize both your retinas. You wake up staring at the screen of your iPhone. Confused by the light plus the high tone. And now we connected from the microchip I placed next to your thigh bone. It's hard to understand cause you're mind blown, but I gotta cut communication. Your government just scramble they spy drones.
That voice speaking Sumerian.